Posting a group of my guys right here. You see that list? That's what's up. Yeah, right. Sony Michel. Don't pick a running back from New England. They've got 6 on the roster right now. So, insert Kareem Hunt. Hey guys, it's Jared. Day 2, running backs is what we're going to cover today. Pretty easy to go through the first top 5. I mean, everybody kind of goes with it. The problem is if one of them gets hurt, like David Johnson did last year. He was a lot of people's #1 draft pick, and to get hurt first week of the season, pretty rough. However, he's going to jump back in my top 5 this year. So my top 5 are pretty easy to talk about. All right, Le'Veon Bell, Todd Gurley, David Johnson, Ezekiel Elliott, and Alvin Kamara. Are in that order? No, sir. Main reason, right? Because you look at standard or PPR, right? For me, Todd Gurley's #1. The guy's a savage, all right? I mean, a couple years ago when he burst on the scene after the first couple games, he couldn't play and whatnot. We watched a guy in our league draft him, and this guy goes off for like 200 yards in the first game he comes back, which instantly made him a draft success the following year. Did he have the success we expected him out of the next year? I don't think so, originally. But last year, that guy went bonkers, okay? Do I really expect him to slow down? No, I mean, when you realize you got a bell cow, you go with it. And very few teams have a bell cow, right? Todd Gurley is that guy. He's going to be my first pick, especially for PPR leagues. He scored over 300 points in fantasy last year. That's pretty nuts, okay? #2 is Le'Veon. He has something to prove. He's in a contract year. He's not going to come back with Pittsburgh next year, so he's got to prove that somebody's got to pay that dude. The problem is are anybody going to use Le'Veon like Pittsburgh does? I don't know. There's very few teams that could use him like that or that have that type of offense where they spread the ball. And Todd Haley's gone, went to Cleveland. So who knows where that's going to go. But Le'Veon is without about #2. The guy kills it. Right. #3 for me is Ezekiel Elliott. They need that guy. He's got he was gone some games last year, and this year he's just going to blow up. Why? Because that offensive line needs him to. They're going to use him in the passing game because Dak needs him. They don't have Dez, which I'm sorry, Cowboys fans, but what has Dez done in 2 years? So why not save the money and cutting that guy? It was a pretty good deal, in my opinion. Allen Hurns a fast receiver, right? He's a good dude, right? So he's a guy that I could see really help them in the aspect of that. So Ezekiel is going to just smash it this year. I think at least 1,200 yards rushing. And if you're going to add 500 yards receiving, he's easily an RB1. And he might even creep in to be the top, 1 guy. I think you see David Johnson reemerge without a doubt. He's got a better quarterback this year, whether it be Rosen or Sam Bradford. Obviously, I'm an Oklahoma fan, Boomer Sooner. And Bradford is accurate as heck. And he loves to dump down to his running back. I mean, DeMarco Murray, when he was his running back, all he did was dump to that guy, right? So I don't think anything's going to change with David Johnson, who's a talent. I mean, that guy's a savage. He really is. He bounces outside as well as anybody and runs between the tackles. So he's got to be the guy, right, for #4. #5 is a tough one because who knows what's going to happen with Alvin Kamara. But in that system, Reggie Bush had like 90 receptions, right? Reggie Bush was a savage in college, don't get me wrong. And, if he doesn't get injured, slipping on some turf, going out of the end zone, or the sideline, who knows? Maybe Reggie Bush is still playing ball, but I just don't see him as a well-rounded running back like Alvin Kamara, who can bounce outside as quick as running in the middle. He's built a lot tougher than people think he is, and he got to show that last year in the last couple of games. The problem is he can disappear at times, and that hurts him pretty bad, right? I mean, you just don't know what's going to happen, right? So we'll see what happens. That guy could have a monster year, but without a doubt, the first 4 weeks of the season, you got to go with Alvin Kamara because his partner in crime, Ingram, is suspended for 4 games, and he didn't come close to fighting that thing. So you almost wonder if they're even going to get somebody to help with that. He's a 3-down back, and he's going to stay that way. And that's why you got to keep him in the 5 to see what he did last season. A lot of people are surprised I didn't have Kareem Hunt in there. He's the leading rusher last year as a rookie, but you got to worry about the sophomore slump. However, I do think that guy's going to get the rock a ton. It's scary. So without a doubt, he's my number 1 guy for breakout seasons to come out. You know, he had obviously a breakout season, and I called it before our draft last year that I thought Kareem Hunt was going to have a good year. Did I expect 1,300 yards rushing and, you know, like 600 yards receiving? No, I don't think anybody really saw that coming. But now Pat Mahomes has to lean on him, right? Because with Alex Smith gone, you got to give Pat Mahomes the shot, right? So he's going to be the guy in that aspect, and it's got to happen, right? Number 2 for breakout guys who might do it, that boy, Joe Mixon, right? That dude is a beast. He had the exact same combine stats as Ezekiel Elliott did, right, for his pro day. And he lost 15 pounds because he wanted to be faster. Well, we'll see if that works out for Joe. He's got probably one of the best hands of running backs in the league. If you watched him in college or watched him last year, that dude shows flashes of really breaking through, and I think he can be a game changer for Cincinnati. And with Jeremy Hill gone, he don't have to worry about his ass. So you got Jeremy Hill gone. All you got to worry about is Giovanni Bernard, who could take, you know, some yards away from that guy. But talent is talent, and Gio's, you know, been in the league, you know, about 5 years now, 6 years. So he's, you know, he's going to wear down, and you got to give the fresh legs to the guy who's got tree trunks for legs, and that's Joe Mixon. Right, so that's my number 2 breakout guy. Number 3, that's a tough one for me. I mean, you just don't know what's going to happen with guys. But it's got to be Saquon Barkley. That dude's a once-in-a-lifetime talent. You can't put him in your top 5 because he hasn't produced in the NFL yet. The scary thing is will New York protect the line well enough to give him flashes, right? And I think having Odell Beckham back this year is going to help them tremendous in that aspect because you got to lay off a little bit. And if you do that, you dump the ball down to Saquon. He's a 4.3 speed guy. Even Herschel Walker said that he's a once-in-a-lifetime talent. That's some pretty high praise from one of the best running backs of our lifetime. So Saquon, if he can even come close to what he did in college, I think you're going to be shocked and see what he goes through. He could be a top 10 running back. We'll see what happens, right? A tough one here for me is probably Jerick McKinnon. He was extremely talented, real quick, extremely agile guy coming out of Minnesota, going into the perfect system for him because Kyle Shanahan likes to show off his running backs. You see what he did in Atlanta. I mean, that guy literally just lit up with his 2 running backs and made Devontae Freeman a $100 million guy. Is Devontae Freeman that? I don't know. I mean, I liked him. I mean, that year that he blew up, he was on my fantasy team, so I liked him that year, I'll tell you that. I didn't like how the finals ended for me because I got, you know, my butt kicked out of nowhere. But it happens, you know, and so number 5 for me is a guy who could have easily been Rookie of the Year last year if he didn't get hurt. And for that is Dalvin Cook. That dude is a talent. He's better than Devontae Freeman if he stays healthy. If you just look at him in college in comparison, you compare the guys that went to the same college. Dalvin Cook is a man-child, and he catches everything, right? He's got good hands. He has good agility in the backfield. He makes good cuts. He's a down-the-hill guy at that. So in that system, you know, I really think they're going to need him, right? And if you look at how Kirk Cousins plays, he'll dump it all day to Dalvin Cook. And Dalvin Cook is showing he's a three down back. And he already said he's not going to wear his knee brace because he feels that good. That's huge, right? I mean, that's a big thing. Again, so that's my top 5 guys and top 5 breakout guys. Guys that I slightly left out. Man, you can be upset. Maybe we'll bring it up here pretty soon. Who knows who have a breakout season? I left Keenan Allen off my top 5 receivers list. And that dude, if I get a chance, I'm drafting him. So we're going to find out and see how the season breaks out. But so far, that's what I got, guys, and I appreciate you checking out. Again, like and subscribe. Boomer Sooner, and hit me up. Deuces.